All right, we should be good to speaking's hard. We should be good to go. I'm Richard, one of the developer advocates at Chainlink Labs, and today we have Albert, one of the developer advocates at Alchemy, who's going to walk you through how to watch and monitor NFT mints and to see them live. So with that, Albert, I'll go ahead and drop off. I'll be here in the comments to help out if anybody has any questions, but I'll kick it over to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Richard. Hi, everybody. Like he had said, I'm a developer advocate at Alchemy, where we are building the world's best blockchain developer platform. So our whole vision is to create tools that make it super easy for you to deploy your applications, use APIs to get the data that you want, and all that good stuff that you need on your journey to become a blockchain developer. So super excited today to cover a topic that actually came up in our Discord. So I'm going to try and share my screen here. Share screen. Awesome. Cool. And let me know if you all aren't seeing anything. It looks like it's working. Or I see only my face, but hopefully you guys see it. So anyways, yeah, it came up in our Discord, which, shameless plug for our Alchemy Discord. We have a great community here of people who are chatting, beginner devs who are learning, NFT developers who have questions about how to do NFT development. And then someone actually in the NFT development channel had asked, how do I use one of Alchemy's APIs to track NFT mints? And this is something that I realized, I actually didn't really know, but we do have this subscription API with support for WebSockets. And so this is kind of like I would say an intermediate level topic for people to kind of dig into, especially if you want the customizability for this way to track NFT mints. But just to show you real quick what I'm talking about, we have, for example, this bare bones NFT project minter website that I created. And if you mint an NFT from this collection, then you get NFTs that look like this right here. I have it actually pulled up. So it's part of this Web3 Hackers collection on Rinkby, or actually this is on mainnet too. And this is what it looks like. It's kind of like a loot-like project, or like developer DAO tokens, if you guys are familiar with that. So shout out to developer DAO. Basically a word list. It's auto-generated, and it describes who you are as a Web3 hacker. And so it's kind of a fun project I created just to go through the NFT development flow and have content to talk about. So anyways, what I'm talking about here with how to listen to NFT mints is basically if you want to track an ongoing mint project, or a project that is currently being minted, and you want to get events alerted, pushed to you every single time one of those mint events happens, so that, for example, you could display information on your website, or alert somebody in Discord or something like that, then this is the guide for you. And this is what we're going to be walking through. And we're going to be doing it in 5 easy steps. So I believe Richard has displayed, or he will be sharing the link to this doc. I can also share this later after this presentation. But the entire guide is in our documentation page hub, which is docs.alchemy.com. And so you can follow along async to this at any time you would like. Cool. So also just to dig in a little bit more, we have these NFTs. I showed you these NFTs. I just want to show you, here's what the mint events looks like. So if we click on this Etherscan address, this is the contract address where the Web3 Hackers NFT contract is deployed. And so if you see the transactions list here, you can see a bunch of different NFT mints that have happened in the past. And then what's really interesting is in the events tab here, this is actually where you can see the different mint events that are emitted. These are log events. And so with every mint, there's a corresponding mint log event emitted. So this one was emitted 62 days ago, and it has some information about that log event that makes it unique and ties it to the actual mint function call. So what we're essentially going to be doing in our project today is writing a script that can listen to these events and then get them pushed to us using an Alchemy API. And so that way you don't have to continuously pull and ask the blockchain for it. Cool. So let's just go through this together. Quick thing to note, this won't work for projects that are obviously sold out, because there are no more mint events, but this is useful for projects that are kind of about to mint or are currently minting. So let's go through it. First step is to grab an Alchemy API key. So you can click on this link or go to alchemy.com and sign up for an account. And once you sign in, this is what it should look like. You're going to have a dashboard with all of your different applications. You will probably only see one demo application. And then what we're going to do here is click Create App. So once you create that, let's write like NFT Minter tutorial as our app name. You can kind of call that whatever you want. And the description is like API endpoint for listening to NFT Mints. And then for this demo, I believe we're going to do Rinkeby test network, but you should pick the chain setting for whichever network your smart contract is that you want to listen to. So for mine, I'm going to be listening on the Rinkeby test network. So let's go here, Rinkeby. And just a quick note here, we do have this deprecated tag because the ETH 2.0 merge is coming up. And so Rinkeby and Ropsten and Coven, unfortunately, are some of the test networks that will no longer be actively supported. But that's just a side note. For now, we can do Rinkeby. It's totally fine. So create app, and then it should pop up at the bottom of your table here. So if you click on that, then if you click on the row, then you'll go directly into the application dashboard for our NFT Mentor tutorial. Now, the important thing for us right now is this view key button. I'm going to show you this. But normally you should not show anyone this. This is your API key. It's kind of a secret. So if anyone has control of this, they can use your Alchemy API app to issue requests to the blockchain. But I'll just show you this for educational purposes. And so what we're going to be using is the API key and the HTTP URL. Well, in particular, actually the WebSocket URL to create our script. So we'll come back to this in a second. All right. Once we have our Alchemy API key, the next thing is we want to figure out our desired NFT smart contract address. So you can actually use this one in the docs as an example. This is the HackerDAO test NFT contract. So if you click on that, it'll bring you to the Etherscan page. And here we actually have our contract address. So this is something that we'll need to reference as well. And then part 3, this is actually where we're going to start setting up our environment. So there's an Alchemy Web3 SDK that is super useful, especially for some of these WebSocket subscriptions, because we built in extra support to make sure that you don't miss any events. So if there are network errors or any other issues, Alchemy Web3 SDK, which is very similar to Web3.js or Ethers.js if you've used those, this SDK will actually allow you to automatically retry. That has robust WebSocket subscriptions, things like that. So we're going to get that set up. I like to use npm. So let's open up a new terminal window. And then I'm going to cd into my code directory. And then let's call this Chainlink NFT listening. And then that's just going to be the repository that I use to host all the code for this session. So let's cd into that. All right, I'm going to clear that up. Okay, great. So we're going to copy this over, npm install Alchemy Web3. And while that's installing, I'm going to go back here and see if there are any questions so far. Living the dream, man. How are you? From Darbees M. Sorry if there's this like infinite mirror effect right now from my share screen. This terminal giving me Ubuntu vibes. Yeah. If anyone has tips for better terminal styling, please let me know. I haven't really spent much time on that. Okay, great. So we've installed that. Let me go back to the docs. Now, now we want to define our event log topic filters. And I would say that this is actually the hidden gem from this session. If you don't take anything else away from this session, or if it's like you're not actually going to use this tool, this is actually pretty interesting because it's kind of like an intermediate level topic about how log events works and how you might. It's another tool in your toolkit for Ethereum development. So this is something that was interesting to me. Different subscription types and different log subscription types. So let me go here first in Etherscan and show you the event. So when we call the mint function for an NFT mint, we create this transfer event that is emitted. And so this ends up getting indexable by APIs that serve this information. So if you click on this, or if we click on this transaction hash, and then we click on the logs for this transaction, this is the log event that was emitted for this transaction. And you can see another view here about the actual event log signature. And so this particular event log has 3 arguments. It has a from address. So this is essentially for mint functions, it's like, 0. And that's usually the standard for ERC 721 NFTs. The to address, which is who had minted it in this case. So if you're the one who minted it, it should be your address. And then index topic 3, which is the token ID that was minted, or the token of the NFT that was created. And so for this one, you can tell this is a mint event because it follows the standard of coming from the null address, which doesn't belong to anybody. And then it goes to some other wallet address that now owns token ID number 34. So our whole goal here is to use the subscriptions API to track all of the events, the transfer events, that also specifically have the from address coming from the null address, because that's what tells us it's a mint event. So that's essentially what this section is describing. You can kind of click into the documentation here and see other subscription types that you would want to follow, subscribe to. So you could follow pending transactions, for example, for a different use case. Like let's say you wanted to check all the transactions that are coming out of your wallet that are pending, and you want to pipe that somewhere else, you can use this. There's also filtered new full pending transactions, new pending transactions, new heads. So these are like new blocks that get added to the chain. Anytime there's a new block, you might want to get notified so that you can like try to complete a flash loan or something. And then logs. And logs is what we've been talking about this whole time, for example, with the transfer event log. And so this is what we would want to be tracking with our subscriptions API. So let's go back here, log topics. I kind of talked about that a little bit. We have the actual transfer log topic and then the data stored inside the log topic. And so what it would look like for us in our code, and let me make this a little bit bigger. Here's an example configuration for event log topic to track NFT mints on our HackerDAO test contract. So we have 3 pieces of information that we need to configure. The first is the mint topic. And this is standard for every transfer event topic. So I think we might be able to see this in Etherscan too. You can see here, the 0 indexed piece of information is the hex encoded version, the hex encoded string version of this transfer signature. So if you plop this into a hex encoder, it would come out as this. And so you can see here 0xddf25. That's actually the same as, close that. That's the same as what we have right here. So it's going to be same for everybody. What's also going to be same for everybody is this 0 topic address, because this is the from address that we want to watch. And then what will be different for your use case is which NFT contract address you want to track. So, if you want to track your own project that you've developed, or if you want to track like the other side land sale that just happened, which, maybe it's not as useful for that one because it sold out so fast, you would switch it out with that contract address. And then we create the log options object. And this is detailed in the subscriptions API. So the log subscription type, you can actually click into here to kind of understand a little bit more about the different fields and parameters. Sorry, just scrolling down again real quick, address and topics. And then we have examples here. So this is just us populating that example. This is what it looks like. So for us, we want to track all of the HackerDAO mint event log options or log topics. And so this is what we're going to plop into our script. So I'm going to do that real quick. And then before I run it, I'll hop over and see if there are any questions to answer as well. But let us go back to our terminal. And you can see here we have installed Alchemy Web 3. We've also started an NPM package in this directory. And that just happened automatically. So we're going to create this file, watch for mints.js. I'm just going to do that by doing a touch and then watch for mints.js. And let me clear that up so you can see it again. And then I'll just open this up in my code editor. So I have a shortcut for VS Code. I'm going to open up this folder in my VS Code. All right, it's taking a second. And I'm just going to copy over the script and then talk you through what's actually going on. So let us copy this and open up watch for mints.js and then paste everything in here. Great. Okay. So we've already npm installed Alchemy Web 3 SDK in the command line. And then here we are importing the module so that we can create an Alchemy Web3 instance. And then this is where you would want to replace with your Alchemy API key. So remember, we go back to our dashboard here and we have our API key. So we can copy that and then we can paste that in here. And then we have our mint topic. So this is, again, remember the standard transfer event topic. This is the zero address because mint events are from the zero address. This is the NFT contract that we want to watch on Rinkeby, which is the HackerDAO NFT. And then over here, we are initializing the Alchemy Web3 object. So note that in this sample script, I am defaulting to Rinkeby. So I apologize. That's something I could probably update to be top level, like configurable. But right now it's Rinkeby. So if you wanted to switch to mainnet, then you would create your new key with a new application and then probably change this URL to whatever network it is that you want to use. But you can see here that we create our Alchemy Web3 connection with this Web3 instance with our Alchemy API key. We have our HackerDAO Mint events log options object that we talked through. And then this is where I will actually ultimately leave as a challenge to you for however you want to take this script. But right now, all it does is anytime we, since we're subscribing to log events here, anytime we get a log event that matches this criteria for HackerDAO Mint events, what we're going to do once we receive that data is do something with transaction. And right now, our do something with transaction function just simply logs it to the console. So we'll see it in our terminal as we run this script. And I'll actually demo it. I can go to Rinkeby, go to my Minter website, mint the NFT, and then you should see an event pop up. But for you, if you wanted to hook this up into other logic, other integrations, put this on your front end site so that like when people are browsing, you can see like in real time, oh my gosh, this wallet address minted, this wallet address minted. You could do that in this section. So I'll leave that to you. I'm not going to customize that for now. But before I run this, let's see, are there any questions here? Is Alchemy Pay? This is a different Alchemy than Alchemy Pay. Yeah, to answer that question. Do you have any Discord group? Yep, we do have a Discord group. You can actually join at alchemy.com/Discord. That is our shortcode URL, super easy to remember, and it auto reroutes to an invite, and then you'll see our Discord server in here. So feel free to join. Go to the general channel. Tag me. I'm at that guy in tech. So say hi. Tell me that you came from the Chainlink workshop, and I'll say hi back. So that's fun. And then great. Yeah, thanks, Richard, for adding that. The npm command didn't install the packages.json file. I'm not that familiar with npm. Did I do something wrong? Okay, that's a great question. So you're talking about the npm install at alchemy.web3. If that didn't start your packages.json, what you could also do is npm init -- yes, and it won't do anything here. Well, I guess it printed out the package.json. But for you, what'll happen is if you don't have a package.json, it'll initiate the package.json and set some basic configurations. And I add the -- yes because it is just like the default configurations. You don't need to change anything super special for this. So yeah, thanks for the question, Freddie. Awesome. So let's go back and finish up this script. So we have our script actually, and we can start running it. So I'll open a terminal in VS Code, and that way we can kind of keep it all in one window here for you to see. Okay, cool. Make sure I saved this file. And then what I want to do is actually I also want to add just a quick console.log statement just to say that we've opened up the subscription, like we've started listening to NFT mint events for HackerDAO. Awesome. And then so once I go in my terminal, I run node watch for mints.js. I should have tab completed that. Anyways, you see this first message. It's just a sanity check just to know that we've opened up our WebSocket, and it's hanging now. And the reason why it's hanging is because we now have this connection to Alchemy. And anytime Alchemy sees one of the events that we've specified, it's going to push it to us. And then what we're going to do is we're going to log it to our terminal. Okay. So pray to the demo gods right now. I'm going to try out the live mint. So let us go back to this doc right here. We have a link to the verified contract code for the HackerDAO NFTs on Rinkeby. And so we can click on this. And it's verified because that way we can have this nice Etherscan UI to just mint directly. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to Web3 with my MetaMask account. And right now it's connected to the wrong account. I want to use my ETH Dubai compromised account because I've used this for other test demos. So let's see, how do I connect here? Let's refresh. Connect to Web3. Okay, 0xD996. Let's see if that matches. 0xD996 FFCD. Yep, that looks right. And then we have a little bit of Rinkeby ETH here. So if you're creating your new wallet and you don't have any Rinkeby ETH, you're not going to be able to submit this transaction. So as an aside, if you need Rinkeby ETH, go to rinkbyfaucet.com. And right here, basically just copy in your address. So you can click on copy to clipboard on MetaMask, for example, or however you want to get your address. And then you can click send me ETH. So you can also, right now it drips 0.1 Rinkeby ETH per day. So you're allowed to request 0.1 Rinkeby ETH every 24 hours. But if you want more, if you want 0.5 instead of 0.1, you can sign up or log in. And we're already signed in right now to the Alchemy dashboard. And so, super easy to log in there. And then you can, once again, paste in your wallet address, let's send me ETH. And then you'll get this cool like NFT visualization pop up. And then this will help you like get onwards into your building. You don't have to worry about how to get fake ETH. So yeah, that is how we get ETH. And then going back to our contract here, we're going to go to the mint function because again, this is what we want to be tracking. So we're going to click write, and it's a free mint. I just have to pay gas fees, but on Rinkeby testnet, gas fees are super low. So it's nice. And you can see here, the cost 0.0003 ETH to mint. So we're gonna mint here. And then as soon as I click mint, what I'm gonna do is go back to my terminal and watch it. And so as soon as, Alchemy registers that this mint event is mined, we should see, fingers crossed, we should see the mint pop up on our command line. So let's confirm that. Awesome. And then let's go back to Visual Studio Code, and we can wait a couple seconds because, oh, whoa, that was really fast. Blocks, usually go for like, it takes like 10 to 15 to 20 seconds to get mined. But yeah, that was super fast. So you can see here, we have a bunch of information. We have the address of the contract. We have the topics that we were filtering for. So this includes the transfer log topic, the 0 mint address, the my address where I, the minter, and then we minted token ID 23. And then we have information about the block number. There's no extra data on this log event. We have the transaction hash. So if you were doing something more clever than just printing it out the command line, you can follow this transaction hash and do another query for block information, maybe sale information, things like that. And then there's a bunch of other data here that might be useful. So yeah, that is kind of pretty much it. It's kind of cool. And it's live. So you could have this running on your own server. And you can keep piping data to wherever you want it to go, whether it's Discord, whether you have a team working with you on Slack to track mints and decide whether to buy or sell because of them. Or it's, a front-end website that you want to feed data to so that it can display new information. The world is your oyster from here. So yeah, here are some other APIs that you can use to query for blockchain data easily. This is just one very specific example. So if you wanted to check, transfers API, this is transaction history. So for people who are building wallets, you might want to see all the different transfers that a certain address has done. And so you can use that for that. Notify API is also great because it's kind of like a different packaged version of our subscriptions API. We're able to push other information about any address that you want. So if you wanted to track like Vitalik's wallet as he like trades things, then you can use the Notify API for that. And then, yeah, we also have a tweet version of this material. So if you're on Twitter a lot, you can feel free to click on that. But yeah, I'm gonna go over and see if there are any questions from here. Freddie says, great, that worked, thanks. Awesome. Glad that worked. Hopefully the rest of the script worked for you as well. John Melisari says they work together with the people of TrueBit. Not familiar with what you're talking about here. But yeah, so it looks like that's all the questions here. Let me see if I'm missing anything. Hello to Darbies M, let's go. Snowy OXS, yo, what's up? Awesome. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Hopefully that was useful. let me know in the next couple of minutes if you have any questions. I can stick around for a bit to answer anything. But yeah, otherwise this is kind of like the demo. So I can show you a little bit about the docs right here. We have other really interesting enhanced APIs. And I know this is like off topic a little bit, but it's still related to NFTs. So we have our NFT API, which is super cool. This actually allows you to build certain things. Like, for example, if you wanted to build your own version of the OpenSea marketplace, you can use the NFT API to actually like show NFTs from different collections and then build your own UI for displaying them. We have some NFT gaming companies using our NFT API. You can verify ownership of digital assets. Basically, give us a token ID. We'll tell you like who the owner is, things like that. Gallery displays, things like that. So right now we have a couple of endpoints: get NFTs, get NFT metadata, get NFTs for collection. So get NFTs is like give all the NFTs that are currently owned by a given wallet address. So how many NFTs does Albert own? You can use that endpoint for that. This one gets you the actual like images, videos, whatever it is that's linked for the metadata. And then this one is like, give me all of the Bored API Club NFTs that exist, and so you pass in the contract address, like the hacker.contract address, and then you get the NFTs back. And we are actively adding tons of new endpoints. So you can use this in combination with the subscription API and what I just demoed for how to listen to NFT Mints to build some really interesting NFT websites and applications. So yeah, if you guys do end up building stuff, definitely tag us on Twitter. So I'm that guy in tech. I'm super active, but if you tag the Alchemy platform Twitter, we're super happy to retweet you, give you a boost. We to all of our follower base. We currently have almost 40K followers. So we would love to boost your project on our Twitter as well. So let us know what you're building, how you're using NFT API, subscriptions API, and we'd love to make things better for you. So yeah, going back to here real quick. Enrique Rodrigo says, how do I get to Discord? There's a link in the chat that Richard dropped from the Chainlink account. It's alchemy.com/Discord. I can show you again real quick. Alchemy.com/Discord. Super easy to remember. And so you click on that, it auto reroutes to an invite and should bring you into Discord. And then once you're in general, say hi, tag me, we'll have fun. Okay, Freddie says, I have another question. Can you delve deeper into what else could do with the NFT Mint watching scripts? What other utilities? Yeah, so I just have some high level, things. I don't have like any material prepared to show you like exactly what you could build, but basically like what we were talking about here with the script is, you can console.log, right? This is what we're doing right now. We're just logging to terminal console, which is like pretty useless. But what you could do is like have a whole block of logic in here that, and this would take some time to actually build out, but you could like integrate with Discord webhooks, and so if you look up like Discord webhooks, you can actually create an application on Discord in your own Discord server. And this application, it's a bot, and the bot would actually like say, hey, sorry, I forgot your name. Hey, Freddie, yeah, we got a new mint event. Like you should go like check the floor price now and see if you want to buy, so you can actually do that. So this is intro to webhooks. You can use this documentation to piece together a bot. And then that bot is eventually what you would integrate here. So like Discord bot, and it depends on the API. I don't know it off the top, but like, for example, Discord bot dot send message, and then do something with the transaction, right? You could process the transaction too. So process the transaction to be more useful. So yeah, I'm just pseudocoding right now, but you can have like useful info equals to process transaction. Like you would call a function and it would return like more useful information. And then you could send the message with the useful info to your Discord bot. So that's like one example. You could also, pipe this into your React application as a hook. And anytime this gets updated, the React application front end would update with data. So yeah, great question. I think I could have like a follow-up on the Alchemy YouTube channel. So that's something I would highly recommend checking out as well. So youtube.com/c/alchemy platform. This is where we have a lot of our guides and tutorials and information, how to level up your MetaMask, gas fees for deploying an NFT project. We currently have an Alchemy Road to Web3. So anyways, I was saying that I could make a follow-up to how to track NFT mints by making it more useful for like how to track NFT mints in your Discord, or how to track NFT mints and display it on your React front end. So great feedback there. I will definitely come up with those that content. So yeah, thank you for the ideas, Freddie. Awesome. And then Gabriel says, is there any cost involved? Alchemy usage, gas, other on subscribing and listening to events? Yeah, that's a great question. So our free tier, so basically it's like account based. You sign up for a free account and you get tons of usage. So if we go to alchemy.com, we can go to the pricing page. I'll just show you the pricing page. Free accounts are actually super robust. You can actually do like all of this stuff that I talked about in the documentation. So Nft Api, transfers API, literally everything you see on the documentation here. Transactions receipts, token API, notify API, subscription API, unstoppable domains API, if you guys are checking that out. As well as just directly like JSON RPC requests and things like that. All of this is completely free and is included in this free tier. And you get 300,000 compute units per month. Now, this might be something kind of confusing to people, but basically compute units is our way of determining like how much load is each individual request putting on our services, because it makes it easier for us to track and more nuanced. Certain calls like sending a transaction, deploying a contract, those are more expensive than just checking like what's the current block number. So anyways, you get 300 million for free. You get access to all this stuff for free. You get 5 apps for free, and you get Discord support for free, where you'll be talking to me and some other my other teammates. And then if you really needed extra support, then growth is super awesome. It's only $50 a month, and you get that 100 million extra compute units, and then you get higher throughput, more applications, more dedicated support, things like that. And then if you need like a lot more custom things and you're like, going big time, then you can chat with us and we'll figure something out with you. So that's kind of how that works. And then if you're curious about compute units, we have documentation on that as well. So if you look up compute units in docs.alchemy.com, then you can see here, we have a more detailed breakdown on the throughput, what features are included. So trace parity and debug APIs are actually only included in growth tier and upwards, things like that. And so net version, chain ID, syncing, these are all like free. They don't cost you anything. These are like super cheap. They're only 10 CUs for these methods. And then you have some of the more expensive ones like, send raw transactions. So this is what you would do every time you like send a transaction through Alchemy. It would cost like 250. But even then, like 300 million is, it would take forever to hit. So yeah. Enrique Rodrigo says, get that notification to Discord. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I don't have like the exact step-by-step, but yeah, you and Freddie are on the same page there. Thanks for surfacing that. Jay says, my wife's boyfriend loves Chainlink. Awesome. I'm happy for you and your wife's boyfriend. And Freddie says, no problem for the ideas that you came up with. Lil, glad I could help. Awesome. Yeah, super appreciate you watching and engaging and asking some questions here. Okay, great. And Gabriel gave the okay sign for the cost question. Okay, glad I could help. Awesome. So it seems like that's everything for now. Richard, I think I'm good. I can stop sharing here. And yeah, thanks everybody for checking us out. Remember to hop in the Discord. If you're watching the YouTube, leave a comment, and would love to like engage with people. I love talking to people and making sure that you're having a great experience developing. So definitely feel free to reach out anytime. I'm on Twitter all the time, by the way. So yeah, great. Thank you.